Previously on Chibi D&D, our group of 3 arrived at an abandoned mining town. Our paladin killed stuff, our barbarian killed stuff, and Torek stole stuff. Our guide, Logan, is now awake. Turns out he fainted because he crit failed a will save when he tried to leave the sacred shrine earlier. Anywho, the group sets up camp outside of the abandoned town. Logan decides to camp away from our trio for obvious reasons, and in the morning they notice a hobgoblin and a warg standing outside the mine entrance as guard. Torek summons a rat to sneak up and look inside where they find more enemies. The group decides to make a plan of attack. This time, Red suggests that she toss Torek on top of the cave entrance so he can attack from above. But Torek wants to try something new and climbs on Red's shoulders. Excited for this plan, Torek once again makes demonic shouts and scares the hobgoblin back into the cave, and just as Red starts rushing down the hill, he falls off. Without a second thought, Red picks up Torek like a football and continues charging down the hill towards the mine. After a few seconds of this, Torek gets nauseous and asks to be put down. At the mine, Logan then announces that he'll be leaving since his archery will put him at a disadvantage in the cave. Inside, they find an enormous wooden door that's been closed tight. In a moment of bravado, the paladin tries to kick it open, though it turned out that the door opened the other way, so instead of opening it, it just breaks off the hinges. We're greeted by a group of enemies, and a battle ensues. Once again, the paladin deals most of the damage, but Torek has a few good moments where he puts 2 of them to sleep, then rolls a crit where he freezes one to death. After looting the room, the paladin, Mwhahaha, is reminded that Torek robbed him of platinum and asks for it back. Torek, not wanting to comply, instead shouts, "Oh hey, what's that?" and books it down the nearest hallway. Of course, the entire group knows this is a bad idea and chases him down before he runs into any more enemies. Mwhahaha tries to use the spell Command to stop Torek. Torek passes his will save, but slows down anyways. There, they negotiate that Torek only has to return 1 platinum. As Torek is about to toss it over to the paladin, Mwhahaha looks Torek in the eye and says something like, "Don't doom us all over such petty actions." Boy, you have no idea. Torek will doom whoever Torek pleases. So, Torek drops the platinum on the floor and backs up like, "Come at me, bro," while his mage hand flips inappropriate gestures at the paladin. This results in Mwhahaha essentially losing his temper and tackling Torek to the ground, where he threatens to do much worse in the future if he continues to be this stupid. As he gets up, Torek decides to sick his rat on the guy. Of course, his familiar can't actually attack, but it can cast a touch-based spell from his spellbook. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any offensive spells, so the most he was able to do was make his boot glow, which of course doesn't work either because Mwhahaha passes his will save. Before Torek can do anything more ridiculous, Red comes up from behind and knocks him unconscious. A good full rest later, Torek wakes up to find that they had camped in the mining shaft all afternoon. Fully recovered, they proceed through the dungeon and set a room of sleeping goblins on fire. While the barbarian and paladin are holding the door closed, Torek sneaks up and pulls a nat 20 to steal the 1 platinum back from Mwhahaha. As they proceed through the dungeon, they find a room where the goblin leader is sleeping, and Mwhahaha utterly overkills the guy, dealing over 30 damage in 1 attack. At this point, Torek starts second-guessing his recent actions and decides that looting the room would be a much safer option to robbing the paladin.